Hello, everybody. It is your unfriendly three-headed conjure woman, my Manuela, and we are going to dive right into our next stage of spiritual awakening. So let's get into it. Welcome to stage 4 of your spiritual awakening. So here we are at stage 4 of our spiritual awakening. Stage 4 is for denial and discomforts. The reason stage 4 tends to be a little bit hard for a lot of people is because, again, this is where denial and discomfort comes into play in your spiritual awakening. Some of the things that you may go through while you are in this stage is not only realizing the truth, finding out the truth, but also realizing some real compromising things about self, having to come to terms with some of these said things about self, and being able to hold yourself responsible, reliable, and accountable for a lot of the things that you may see, feel, and experience moving forward in this stage. So during stage 4 of our denial and discomfort, some of the things that we may run into during this is finding answers and experiencing negative and positive breakthroughs. So what this may mean is you will start seeing things manifest in your life. You will see yourself changing. You may see your surroundings changing, whether it be good or bad. It's not a bad thing if you are in alignment and growth. During this phase, family conversations and dynamics are finally being seen for what they are and not what you want them to be. Now, this part of the spiritual awakening actually makes or breaks your support system with your family. And a lot of us that have experienced this kind of denial and discomfort usually ends up manifesting to where they're calling you the black sheep, you're demonic, or they don't want you around. They feel that you're very dramatized all the time. You always got something going on. And now that you are on this new spiritual path, your beliefs and things may not align up to what they believe and think and feel. And that separation and discomfort is going to hurt. You will also start falling away with some of your own principles, with some of your own beliefs, things that you may have held high value before. Once you start digging into self and changing your own perspective of how your journey comes to you, you may actually start changing your mind about some beliefs. You may have started off to be that person and be like, I could never be in that situation. I could never do this. I could never do that. And then one spirit has put you through the trial and tribulation of why you couldn't do that. Guess what? Now you have learned the ability and the blessing and lesson as to why that mindset has to change, because now spirit may have put you in a situation to where you may have had to do something that you said you would never do. That does happen during this phase. This is also where you begin to accept the truth of your own choices, the truth of a lot of the choices that you have made throughout your life, the choices that you may have knowing and unknowingly made for other people's lives as well. A lot of the time, we don't take consideration at the fact that we might have said no in one aspect may have affected several other chain events in another aspect. This is where that reality comes into play and it smacks you in the face hard. This is also the stage where you start beginning to feel feelings of worthlessness, feelings of things that should have been accomplished a long time ago, but for whatever reason, they were never accomplished. Some of the physical things that go through that accompany stage 4 are you become very tired, very exhausted, very irritable, you're uneasy, you're overwhelmed, and you are very much guarded of your mind, place, space, and energy. Everybody will not be welcomed during this phase, or what I like to call the hermit phase in your spiritual growth. This is the time period where you may need to disconnect from other people. You may need to stop talking to friends. You may need to stop talking to family, because where you are elevating to is a place that they cannot go. Not only can they not go, but it's already a discomfort for you to have to sit in these places and spaces of denial, which is not the river in Egypt. We are not talking about that. But you also have to realize that where they are and where you are going, not only are they two different places and spaces, those are two different perspectives in reality. Your truth is no longer their truth. Just like their truth, you are starting to learn might actually be part of an illusion. And this is where you end up seeking a deeper meaning and a deeper purpose for yourself. This is where you may realize you have feelings and emotions in certain situations and circumstances, and you really got to check yourself and be like, why do I feel this way? Are these feelings supposed to reside in this place in space for this situation? Or am I allowing myself to be empathetically chained to something because I feel a certain kind of way? This is where you really have to check yourself and not be in a place and state of denial. This is really one of the hardest places for a lot of people to come out of, because they go in and out, in and out. Yes, no, without ever realizing that they are always evolving. You are always changing. It is very possible for two truths to be true and exist at the same time, depending on your perspective. So when you are going through stage 4 of this denial and discomfort through your spiritual awakening, be kind to yourself. Be nice to yourself. Realize that you are in a human experience and you are here to learn from your experiences. That is the point of life. That is the point of living. What is the reason of life? To learn your experiences as a being, just not just energy, but actual living, breathing being. What did you learn, whether it's good or bad? And did you learn enough to change and create a chain reaction of differences, whether it be within yourself or your environment and people around you? But no matter what you do during this stage, have a lot of compassion for yourself. Take care of yourself. Disconnect if you need to. It's necessary, especially when you are trying to rebuild and reconstruct the holy temple of God, which is you. Y'all know my motto. Namaste, y'all, but nah, we gonna stay over here. Holla.